Hello everyone and welcome to our tech tip of the month for July. I would like to tell you that we've got a couple of new features in the 2014 suites this year, so I want to show you a feature that we have for our Revit users. It is a program called Sketchbook Designer 2014. Think about going in front of your client with an iPad and being able to sketch out your plan or their ideas. Instead of putting on a napkin, well, we've got Sketchbook now. I bring this up because a lot of people are trying to convert that data once they get back in the office into CAD. What if I told you that Sketchbook Designer will now allow you to take a DWG file being produced by Sketchbook over to Revit architecture, Revit MEP, Revit structure. Today I want to show you this process very quickly. It shouldn't take too long, but about 15 minutes, so if you'll hold on tight, I will show you what happens here. So in general, I will let you know that there are several different tools available to see. As you see in the ribbon up top, it allows you to draw pretty much any kind of shape that you want to, as you can see with all these different shapes. Show you a little bit about how that works. Just kind of quickly drag your mouse and pretty much any shape that you need to draw. I got a spline here that we can choose, so you're able to do any kind of shape that way. Straight lines, very easily done. But today I'm going to quickly show you how to take this imagery and this data from Sketchbook, which seems to be 2D, into a 3D drawing for Revit. So I'm just going to start out with some typical layout. I'm going to do quite an odd situation here, just kind of a four corner display. Just kind of bring in some shapes. Okay, so nothing fancy. So very simple. Sketchbook, I'm done. I've gotten the design that I want. It's vague. So we go to our file. We want to export this out to a curves DWG file. This is going to grab all that imagery and line work that we see and convert it into a DWG file. So let me stick it into here, and I'll just call this Hotel Steve. Alright, save it to a 2013 format. Leave everything the same and hit OK. And voila, we're done. Let's close this down. I'm going to discard. Now I'm in Revit, and we're going to start a typical architectural template full plan project. And as you guessed, we're going to go to the insert and we're going to insert that DWG file. Now I won't link it, although you could link it if you needed to make sure that if you did go back to Sketchbook, you could work with it that way. So let's go to insert, import CAD. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the geometry that I created to make my masses. So in order to do that, you have to explode that file. So we're going to make sure all this stuff is correct. My settings are good. And right now it's contemplating whether or not I have anything in the model space or the paper space. So now it's going to tell me if I want to import from the paper space. We say yes. Okay. Now, Sketchbook does not scale your items. It is purely sketch mode, and there's no way to tell it to scale. So now we've got to come in and make sure that it is scaled correctly. I'm going to make sure that we have this roughly around 200 feet. This is going to be a building, and we're going to make sure everything's working correctly. Okay, we could make sure that we move our elevation marks. Get those taken care of. So now the process of exploding and doing a full explode now creates our model lines. Okay, now we got it exploded, and I want to start placing some masses. Now that you see the model lines in there, we're going to use the in-place mask to actually use those to create our masses. And give some simple names here. Create our center. I'm going to pick, and we're going to create our solids. So very simple. Okay, and I'm just going to keep doing that. And we're going to say Hall 1. So you can see that as we finish selecting these items, we can go all the way around and do that. I will finish this up and I will come back to you. Okay, now I've just gotten all this masses created, and I'm going to show you what I have in our 3D view. So we now have our 3D masses. We can start pulling and dragging, making different heights of everything, making sure that this is what we're looking for. Like I said earlier, I want this to kind of be of a hotel, so we're going to kind of have this imagery in mind here. Okay. So, as you can see, very quickly from Sketchbook to Revit, I now have a 3D mass. I didn't lose my data of the original design. And now I can start putting in floors, walls, and go to town on the project. So, hope you enjoyed that. And that'll be all for today.